Hello, welcome back to another episode of DURA'S Voice podcast, where we talk about real issues affecting real people in the society. So my name is Priya Ogolomo, and I'm here with Afro Devi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
You trust me, you want to hear her voice. Say hi.
I'm not saying
She has a beautiful voice. And I don't know if you guys noticed, we are matching outfits.
Yeah.
It was intentional, by the way. Okay, anyways, our topic for today is gender-based violence against women. I know it's a really broad topic. Yeah, very sensitive.
Yeah.
It's something you talk about every day, you hear about every day. So our focus today is on, the females.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that lately things happening in our society have, should I say,
Affected.
Violence happening in our society has been, it has been too much. It's too much these days. I don't know if you heard about what happened in Ozoro.
Well, I think I did, yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So before I even go to that, I'll talk about what this is about. Yeah. So the violence against women, I'm talking about the sexual aspect. Anything you do without consent, any sexual act you do without consent is, I don't want to say the word, so
we can like
okay,
put a letter
let
before
me switch it with grape.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called grape. As far as there's no consent, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
If it's your husband, your boyfriend,
your brother,
it doesn't matter. As far as there's no consent, that's what it is. So, Afro Debbie, what's your take on this particular topic? I asked you earlier if you heard about what happened in Ozoro.
Yes.
I think they had a festival, yeah? And this particular festival, I know people were talking about, people were saying that, it was a grape festival. But I think after, further, research about it, I heard it was a festival where women were not allowed to go outside, and any women caught outside is going to face the judgments that the men give to them. Well, I honestly don't feel it makes sense, because first off, why are women not allowed to be outside? People have
things to do.
Exactly, people have things to do. They have businesses they run. So what do you mean by women should not be outside? That's one. And two, women found outside were being harassed. So what's your take on this particular, topic?
So first of all, when I saw a part of the video, I was really upset, because I'm a kind of person that I don't like any form of violence on women, no matter the age of the person, child, any kind of violence. I don't like it. For example, I'm going to give a recent thing. It doesn't have to be grape or doing something without their consent. Yeah. Even domestic violence against women, against child, against like the girl child. I'm against it. So when I saw that thing, I could relate to it, because one time in Port Harcourt, somewhere in River State, somewhere like that, we were coming back from a particular camp meeting. So we met this group of men, boys, young boys, 9-year-olds, 12, 6, holding cane on their hand. Yes. And it was their tradition at that particular day to flog any female they find on the road. And I was with my cousin's sister, and she was like, yes. And she was scared, and I had to activate Potako. I say, if I slap you, what's giving them that mind to say that you'd fix a particular day and say this day is for a festival of women, every woman should stay at home? Why? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So when I think about it further, I try to find out what gives the men, what is it that they are always looking for? What do they want to gain from having to, I call it punishment, from having to punish these ladies no matter the age? It happens to anybody. It can be a female. It can be a female to a male. So it happens to anybody. But our focus today is females. Yes. And I spoke to somebody one day, and she was like, it's how the females dress. Sometimes we tell these girls, cover your body. And I know of a particular girl, I'm not going to mention the church, of these very religious churches. And this girl, she walks about with like flowing gown. You won't even see her feet when she's walking. But then such a kind of thing happened to her. And
So
I
how
went
do you
back.
explain it?
Yes, I went back to this person and I was asking him, I said, okay, explain to me how. Because this person was well covered. So I think this is a question we throw out there to all the men, like, what is it? So when I find these things, I ask these questions. I'm like, what is it? Because when they're well covered, you do these things. When they're uncovered, you do these things. So like, how do we, I think it boils down to the question, how do we as women try to, now, okay, let me just go back a bit. I'm not saying that you must now say, because when we are covered, we're faced with these things. When you're uncovered, I'm not saying be uncovered now, because of course there's a saying that men are moved by what they see or whatever. Yes. So at least try to cover yourself properly first of all, so that you'd say, okay, you are. I think I'm going to still be annoyed at the girls. When I hear these things, I don't...
At the girls?
Yes.
Why? Why is that?
You know, we don't hear word. When I used to hear word. That one is one.
I love either.
We don't used to hear word. Look, I know
somebody.
I know of a girl that went to see a guy she doesn't know from anywhere in another country, not states. Yes, I was in Benin Republic. I met her there. She doesn't know anywhere. In fact, we were in the same bus. Where are you going to? She said, she's going to see her friend here in Benin. Do you know the person? No. Do you know the road? No. And then I met her again inside a domestic violence, like if they have a bus. So we're asking what happened, and she was like, the person I'm going to meet is not who he is. This happened, that happened. And I'm like, stay one place. For Christ's sake, stay at a place. Like, most of these girls, they don't want, I don't know if it's pressure, societal, I don't know what is pressuring them. I'm not justifying what the men are doing, but I'm saying that there's a level to which we as females, we can keep, like, there's how you keep yourself. Do you understand? These people that, in my street, I have lots of them. They die there. They die there every time because they go to see these particular people. They take them to these hotels, and at the end we hear that this one don't sleep or wake up for the hotel. If you were in your mother's house, you would have been alive. So at least let's start from staying at a place, like discipline ourselves.
I honestly feel that's not an excuse, because even when you look at, okay, you talked about a particular girl who is always covered because of her religious background. When we talk about Muslims are always covered. You cannot see a Muslim girl's head. Yeah, I know that for sure, because I grew up in ABJ. My neighbors, a man, I think what they told me, was that a man cannot see your head. If not, they are going to be beheaded. Wow. If he's not your husband. Yeah, and still these Muslim women still get raped, rather. And gender-based violence. When you talk about these things, you see men in the comments saying, that what was she wearing and all of that. And then you get, when one particular person says, not all men, but always a man, they get triggered. Yeah. Why are you getting triggered? We're not saying it's you, but it's a man. Yes. It's always a man. So I don't get why you're being triggered. And I honestly feel that at this point, men should just leave women alone. Because you can't, like you say, children. Okay, what would you say about these particular children? What were they wearing? Some children are being raped in their father's house, by their own father, by their brother, by their... Recently, I heard about a case about a 5-year-old girl who was being molested by her uncle and his 2 sons. Are you serious? 3 grown-up adults molesting a child, a baby.
Yes, I can relate to this story, because we were sleeping in the house one night, and I stepped outside to take fresh air, and I came back and somebody was lying on my bed. A young girl. How did you enter? She said her uncle and her uncle's brother, they were molesting her. So you ran away from there and you entered somebody's house that you don't know. So I can relate to this story. It actually happens.
Probably feels safer there.
Yes.
Than under her own roof.
Under her own roof.
You see, all these things don't make sense. So I really feel we should stop making excuses for these men. Yeah. We should stop making excuses for these people. And then when we say this, not all men, but always a man, they get offended. But what we are trying to say is, okay, it might not be you, but what are you doing about this situation? Okay, let's say there are like 10 men in, okay, let's say there are 10 men outside, yeah, and a girl walks by. This is, I don't know, this shouldn't be normal, but it happens all the time, and we now see it as normal. Being catcalled, that is also harassment.
Yes.
And let's say one of them or two of them catcalls you, and you pass. Let's say we have like a few of them, they might not agree with it, but they laugh. Another person there might not agree. Amongst the 10 of them, they might not agree with it, but they don't say anything about it. You're not doing anything about it. It will keep on happening. If you as a man cannot talk to your fellow man, how much more we women?
So I think what should happen should be like, men should speak up more for men. Like more like a sensitization of, so when these issues come up, it shouldn't be only the women dropping things, dropping comments. The men should also be involved in conversations like this. I think when it has to do with the younger people, people that are underage, but when it has to do with people that are grown-ups, I think setting boundaries is the first thing. There are people that laugh with any kind of guy. And you're too free, you're just laughing with anybody, so you won't know when a person is joking. He touched me here, he touched me there, that's how it starts. So that's what I think. That's for me. Yes, that's what I think. So,
and then as for this whole topic of what was she wearing, I really feel that the men out there, you guys should also learn how to control yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, have self-control. You're not an animal. Speaking to the men out there who harass women. Okay, so
the topic is really very broad,
and we can't
cover all of it today.
To the end of it today. So I think that's going to be the end of this topic. So R8PE, do you have any last words for our viewers?
Well, I think I've said my last words before, but I'm going to say it again. Control yourself. Men out there, please help women to stop these acts happening in our society, and it's going to help everybody. It's going to help all of us.
Okay, thank you so much. And I really feel this, violence against women, gender-based violence, it's not just a woman issue, it's a world issue, it's a human issue. I think the best way to stop this particular thing going on in our society is women speak up, and I feel that we should start holding these people accountable. Yeah. Because some persons are victims of this, but they don't talk because they are scared of being judged, scared of, the whole topic, what were you doing there? Yes. They don't speak about it because of this. So I feel everyone should try to hold whoever the defaulter is accountable for their actions. And I feel the government should start doing something about it, because in most cases, even when these cases are reported, nothing is being done about it. So I think we should do better.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of DURA'S Voice podcast. Please don't forget to like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We are on Facebook as well. Subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day.